the Gadget Geeks Research and Development Department a new challenge. Farmer Andrew from the Wirral thinks his crops are growing on top of a potential gold mine and wants a gadget to help make him rich.
So you have a farm where a lot of people turn up and search for treasure?
That's right. Where our farm is apparently where there was a large gathering before one of the major Viking battles. So a lot of people are very interested in coming to the farm and looking for bits of treasure. And there was actually a Viking longboat found underneath the pub.
No way.
Yeah.
So you've got potentially something very valuable under your land?
Correct.
Would you like to find all the treasure on your land with minimal effort?
Most definitely.
Excellent. What we're going to do is build you a robotic treasure hunter.
Wow, right, OK.
Challenge set, it's back to the workshop, where Colin's come up with a plan. He's hoping to create a treasure-finding robot, or treasure bot, using an old wheelchair.
So we're going to send a wheelchair off on its own in a field to detect metal. We're going to put a metal detector on it to detect the metal, a spray can to spray on the ground where it's found the metal, and we're also going to fit to the wheelchair sonar sensors, so when it's going around the field, it doesn't bang into any of the hedges.
The way that the treasure finder is going to know what's around it and how to move is with sonar sensors like you get on the back of cars when they're reversing.
And it's Charles whose work is being put to the test first. After hours of painstaking work in the barn, will the treasure bot travel around on its own without crashing into the tyres?
Come on, come on.
Yes!
Well, that's pretty good.
It's working.
That's the result, that is. It's not touched anything yet.
I mean, it's erring on the side of caution. We've deliberately turned the speed down for here. So I think if it's in a wide open area with the speed turned up, it'll be a lot better. 3, 2, 1.
Engage.
Run free and multiply.
There we go.
Well,
Should we stop it running into the cornfield? Yes!
oh, I need a red rag. I want a red rag.
Yes!
The guidance system seems to be working really well. It's moving away from obstacles. It's moving the control stick where it needs to go.
See how it copes with this bush? Yes!
This is definitely working and ready for the next test.
With the sensors working well, the boys move the wheelchair further afield to test its treasure-finding capabilities.
The plan is to let it roam free in the field, and then if and when it detects some treasure, the metal detector will bleep, Charles' electronics will squeeze a spray can, it'll leave a mark, and as well as that, it'll log the position on a GPS treasure map that I'm putting together. So hopefully at the end of this, we'll have a beautiful treasure map on the screen that'll show where everything is in the field.
But will it actually detect anything and spray the ground accurately?
Oh! That was a
something.
spray.
That was
a
metal.
spray. Silver dot marks a spot.
It's the treasure bot's first find. Has it discovered part of an ancient Viking hoard?
Yes!
It's the end of a zip.
Our first treasure. I'll tell you what, if we keep going like this, we're going to have a new garment.
Nice.
No,
But
that is good.
It
That is
works.
very good.
Right, I'm keeping that.
The treasure bot finds a metal object all by itself. But just in case there wasn't any metal to be found in the field, Tom and Charles have taken the precaution of burying something themselves, without Colin knowing.
Definitely found something.
You've buried my truck. You haven't buried my truck, have you?
It is just a broken bonnet. It's spray painted vaguely the same colour.
Where the hell did you... Oh my God.
That's brilliant.
You actually did have me. You wait, I'm going to get you back. So going to get you back. You're not going to sleep tonight.
Anyway, the treasure bot does keep finding buried metal, but not without a few hiccups along the way.
The biggest problem we've got with a metal detector at the moment is it needs to be literally 2 inches off the ground and less for it to work properly. If we mount it 2 inches off the ground at the front, it just constantly jackknifing into things, it digs into the ground. So what we're thinking of is we put it on the back, even if it goes up a bit of a hill, it may scrape along the ground a little bit, but it can cope with that. We just need it to detect better. Oh, look.
Yeah, I see. Got something then.
You see, that's a good position
working,
for it,
yeah,
but
yeah.
it's at risk.
While Colin and Charles get busy rear mounting, Tom puts the finishing touches to a GPS treasure mapping system.
Have a look at this. As it comes in, our farm here, you can see the field. That one there is the big bit of metal we found. There's the zip. So it's found all those just fine. I'm very pleased with the gear. It's really promising.
The treasure bot re-emerges in its new form. But will it fare any better with the detector at the back?
Lovely.
Oh.
What's that? We're digging up a bit too much there.
It's a hinge!
Oh.
It's not as exciting as I was hoping.
No, but it worked!
What the hell's that? I reckon it's some sort of like little stuff that you put like a candle or a wick in it. Treasure! Since we've changed the metal detector on the back, it's working so much better. It coated with rocks, bricks, ruts. I mean, obviously, if it can go through a 2-foot thick cornfield, then it's going to be no problem in something that's got no crop in it whatsoever.
But there's more work to do before the big challenge.
It needs weatherproofing and it needs to be a lot more slick before we can actually hand it over, because practically, right now, it's a wheelchair with a load of wires on it.
A few days later, and the boys have travelled to Andrew's farm on the Wirral to unveil the treasure bot. It certainly looks the part, but will it be able to prove itself against this man? A treasure hunter with 4 decades of experience under his belt, called Philip. They've got 4 hours each in Farmer Andrew's cornfield to find as much treasure as they can. The hunt is on.
3, 2, 1, go! Hey!
We've invited Philip down to kind of give us a comparison against a human. He seems very keen on what we're doing all the time. I think that's all the senses of someone who's a little bit worried.
Philip moves slowly and methodically with his handheld metal detector. It looks like he's making some finds. But what about the treasure bot?
We've had about 10 strong signals from it. So, yeah, it's doing pretty well, really. I think we'll go and have a dig, see what it's found. Come on, Roman coins.
What is this thing?
While Colin and Tom begin to unearth their finds, Farmer Andrew arrives to check out their invention.
Andrew!
Hello, how are you?
Hello, how are you doing?
Good, thank you. This looks like good timing.
Yeah, I think so.
What are you into the robot, then?
Fantastic, isn't it? It looked a bit strange when I first walked in. This silver thing rummaging around the field. It looked quite odd, really.
This is basically what it leaves. If it crosses over anything metal, it leaves a nice trail.
That's the trail it's taken, and little push pins are detections.
The treasure bot is detecting well, and so is Philip. But Tom's worried about who's the most efficient treasure hunter.
We seem to be digging a lot more than Philip is, but I think that's because we're digging on everything. He's got a human ear. He can detect the difference between a big hunk of lead and something that might actually be valuable. This thing isn't quite as subtle, it just detects metal and sprays.
Well, there's only one way to find a winner. So let's see who dug up what.
Now then, here we have the treasure we've found. I think it's only fair we let Philip show his first.
Oh.
Yes.
Right. Those are old coins, aren't they? What do we have?
We have a cartwheel penny, 1797. There's a galleon halfpenny there, 1949.
We have coins?
OK.
We found 10p.
No, we found 11p.
Oh, 11p, and that's worth 11p.
11p.
And then what we have here is a lump of lead, 1710. That's the time it was found, 10 past 5.
Yeah. We've got a lot of lead.
We've got a lot of lead, which is actually worth money.
It is, yeah.
Price of lead, they steal lead off church roofs. You don't go up there looking for old pennies, do you?
So what's Farmer Andrew's verdict on the treasure bot?
I'm impressed you built a device that came, it went round the field, it actually marked up where treasure was, or supposed treasure, and, you know, you've got plenty of bits and bobs. You know, if I had to choose between the treasure bot and Philip, and especially looking at the finds here, I'd have to say Philip every time.
We're lucky, lads.
The treasure bot, sporting a wheelchair chassis, 24-inch all-terrain wheels, a GPS mapping system and a custom-built marking device. Brilliant at finding metal, just not the metal you're looking for. And for that reason, it gets a Gadget Geeks rating of 3 stars.